This is what happens when a powerlifter goes to a commercial gym. Right guys, so I'm literally just about to make my way to the gym. I am now officially a powerlifter, so I'm going to be doing a lot of content similar to this. But I thought before we actually get to the gym and get into the main bit of the video, I just thought it would be cool to kind of go through a recap of my first comp. Having a little bit of non-stim pre-workout right now. I've been having a lot of caffeine and I wanted to kind of reduce my caffeine levels. If you're interested in trying the same pre-workout, it's the Juicy Pump from More Formula. If you use code BEST, you get 10% off. Tastes like a holiday. So like I said, we're going to be going through a quick recap of the comp. So on the day, I had to kind of use my best judgment to kind of decide which lift would be worth doing, which lift wouldn't. And one thing I would say, if you're someone who's looking into getting into powerlifting, whatever numbers you're lifting in the gym, you need to be kind of open to reducing that by 10, 15 kilos just to create a solid base to lift from. That's pretty much what I did in this competition. I ended up with 9 out of 9 lifts, which means I didn't fail one lift at all. And starting us off with the squat, obviously the warm-ups felt nice, and then when it actually came to my opener, which was 235, that felt fairly solid. You know, I was happy with that. Kind of calmed my nerves down. If you guys are ever thinking about competing, you want to make sure that your openers are solid and nice. See, my second attempt was 250. That moved fairly nice, nicer than I thought. I was initially supposed to go for 260, but that 270 looked so enticing due to the fact of how the 250 moved. And obviously going into it, nerves were high because I hadn't hit the 270 in training like ever. This was the first time I was going to attempt it with calibrated plates. I mean, the heaviest I'd done in the gym was 282.5 with metal plates, not calibrated, and also not a comp bar. So there was a lot of new factors to kind of think about on the competition day. And yeah, went under the bar, got ourselves set up for that 270. I actually sunk it deeper than I meant to sunk it, but we still pulled it off, which kind of shows me for like the next and future competitions, I've got a lot in the tank in terms of what I can do to improve my numbers and to kind of boost up my performance. So that's something I'm kind of looking forward to. Moving on to the bench, after finishing with the squat, my confidence levels pretty much went through the roof. I was so nervous about getting that squat done, getting that squat right, trying to make sure I don't fail lift. And as soon as I finished the squat, my confidence was kind of through the roof. With the bench, I started with 150. Fun fact, 150 was always my life goal in terms of a bench that I wanted to get. So to get to the point where I'm able to do it as my opener for my first competition is crazy. That moved nicely, didn't have too many problems with that. Jumped onto the 160. The 160, you know, it didn't feel as good as it could have done. It didn't give me confidence enough to go up by 10 kilo. So I just jumped up by 5 kilo, took myself to 165. That 165 was a struggle. I reckon on a good day, probably had more in the tank, but I feel like due to the squat, due to everything that was going on in the day, 165 was more than enough for me to take and to work from for future competitions. And then going on to the deadlift was it was a funny one, I can't lie. My opener was 225, very light, but the main reason I went with 225 was due to the fact that in training, obviously prepping, calibrated plates, comp standard bar, it wasn't moving nice in training. I had points where I couldn't even pick up 225. So the fact that on comp day, I had it as an opener and it moved like air kind of built a little bit of confidence in me. As soon as I got that lift up, I knew in terms of my weight class, I pretty much won. So after I lifted that, I thought to myself, instead of trying to go all out with the deadlift, I'm just going to try and build a fairly solid total I can work with in the future. I jumped onto 240. 240 moved fairly nice as well. And then obviously to finish it off, I went with 255 instead of 260, because once again, I just wanted to solidify a nice total for my first competition. And that 255 flew off the ground, and to be fair, I felt that I probably had another rep or maybe even another 2 reps in the tank on that. My total could have been higher, but it was good in the sense that I finished all my lifts without failing, and I also learned what I'm capable of on the deadlift. So obviously for future comps, that's going to be something that's going to be fun to see how high I can actually go with the deadlift. But I am nowhere near my final form, nowhere near my best. And this is where people like my coach comes in. This is where me watching what I'm doing outside the gym also comes in, whether that's in diet, rest, even throwing in things like cardio. So I'm looking forward to the future. As for now, obviously, we'll be going in the gym and we're going to be seeing how people react to a power lifter in a commercial gym. For those in the UK, the gym I'm going to be going into, it's called the Gym Group. It's a bit like a Pure Gym. For those in America, like a Planet Fitness. Right, just arrived. So a few things I wanted to mention. So when it comes to a commercial gym, the bars they have in here are different. They're not comp standard bars. The plates aren't calibrated. So this is gonna be fun. Oh, the reactions in here will be interesting. Right, let's actually get in there. Alright guys, so this is a powerlifter squats in a commercial gym. Oh, alright, you know, not too bad. Knee sleeves are coming on. Bro, it's gonna be fun, bro.
It's still like RP1 for him. That's the question. What's your dream interview? I've got 2 in mind. Dead on. We'll do 1 dead, 1 alive.
Shit, bro.
But I know it's hard, but I've already thought of this.
Let me think of it after this one. That's hard, bro. Wait, I nearly fell there. Wait, 1 sec. There we go. Alright, it's getting interesting. 210. You guys are not using this, are you? Nice one. Ball.
Counting your plates.
Huh?
Everyone's counting your plates.
Right, let's get this. Woo! Let's go. Let's go.
What ego lifter in my gym loading up bars?
Oh, I'm just happy to train, bro. Like, being off has felt strange. So this is 260, it would be 6 plates. Let me cook, bro. Gonna need some salts for this one. There it is. Woo! Oh, come on, easy.
Big squat, come.
That second one was uncalled for.
We're not built like Phil with a 260 deadlift for a double.
That's what happens when a powerlifter goes to a commercial gym.